Imagine a manta ray glowing pink like candy. In Spain, the world saw something unbelievable, a white Iberian lynx. People thought it was a glitch, but it's real. The first ever spotted in the wild, and a purple polar bear that looks cartoonish, but it's real. And yes, a blue dog in Chernobyl. Think traffic cone croc, bright and scary in a Gabon cave. You've seen green grasshoppers. How about a pink one? Picture a turtle so bright yellow it looks electric, and a lobster so blue it looks artificial, crawling like living jewelry. A bright orange owl might sound like fantasy, but wait till you hear the real story. Meet a crab painted by neon markers. A pink lobster that looks airbrushed turns up once in a lifetime. And deer that look painted in snow, patchwork white and brown like nature's own artwork. These colors aren't camera tricks. Today we'll see some of the rarest colored animals ever recorded, each so unique you'll think they were photoshopped. Let's dive in. 20. Pink Manta Ray. Back in 2020, diver Christian Lane was swimming near Lady Elliot Island, Australia, when he captured something the world had never seen. A manta ray glowing bubblegum pink under the blue ocean. At first, everyone assumed it was an editing trick or a camera glitch, but it wasn't. Marine biologists later confirmed that this 11-foot-wide male reef manta, now famously known as Inspector Clouseau, is the only pink manta ray ever recorded on Earth. Researchers from the Project Manta group studied its pigment using underwater photography and found it wasn't light reflection or diet-based. It's a genetic mutation called erythrism, which causes excess red pigments to replace normal dark tones. Unlike albino animals, this manta has black eyes and behaves normally. 19. White Iberian lynx.
Color so rare, it feels unreal. A white Iberian lynx.
In Spain, a construction worker named Angel Hidalgo captured something the world had never seen, a completely white Iberian lynx. His camera trap first picked up the image deep in the Mediterranean forest, and he thought it was a glitch. But when experts checked, it was real. The first leucistic Iberian lynx ever photographed in the wild. Unlike albinism, leucism drains most pigment from the fur but leaves the eyes their normal color. That's why this lynx looked ghost white, yet still had its piercing yellow gaze. The Iberian lynx itself is already one of the world's rarest cats, with roughly 2,000 individuals surviving, after conservation projects pulled it back from the edge of extinction 20 years ago. Hidalgo spent months waiting in the rain and cold to spot it again. And finally, one misty morning, a pale shape moved between the olive trees, silent, glowing, and unreal. He called it a ghost made of light. To protect it from hunters, he has kept the location secret. 18. Purple polar bear. In 2003, a female polar bear named Pelusa at Mendoza Zoo, Argentina, turned a striking violet purple, not from dye or genetics, but from a routine skin treatment. Vets used gentian violet, a common antifungal antiseptic for dermatitis. It kills microbes and stains light hair, so Pelusa's white coat went purple for a short time. The effect faded as the skin healed and new, unstained hairs replaced the colored ones. Nothing about her biology changed. Polar bears still have transparent, hollow guard hairs over dark skin. We see them as white because those hairs scatter light. Odd bear colors can also happen in warm zoos when algae grow inside those hollow hairs, making some bears look green until the coat is cleaned or shed. Pelusa's case is a fun reminder that shocking animal colors can come from medicine or microbes, not a new species. Before proceeding to our next selection, we invite you to explore our video on 20 unique animals with rare color patterns. Now, back to our list. 17. Bright orange shark. In 2021, marine researchers studying deep-sea life off the coast of New Zealand and Ireland made a glowing discovery. a kitefin shark shining in bright orange light. Known scientifically as Delatius lecha, this species is the largest known glowing shark, reaching over 6 feet long. The glow is produced by photophores, tiny cells that generate light through a natural chemical reaction. Unlike the movie-style glow-in-the-dark effect, this is a survival strategy called counter-illumination, which helps the shark blend into faint ocean light from above. The glow hides it from predators below and helps it sneak up on prey. Scientists say these sharks live nearly 3,000 feet deep, where sunlight can't reach, so their skin acts like natural camouflage. The discovery was first reported by NIWA, National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research, and quickly went viral online. Ocean lovers compared it to a swimming ember and even called it the lava shark. 16. Orange crocodiles. In 2008, scientists exploring the dark Abanda caves of Gabon, Central Africa, stumbled upon something they couldn't believe: a group of crocodiles glowing bright orange under their flashlights. These reptiles, later called the Orange Cave crocodiles, live completely isolated from the outside world. Because no sunlight reaches the cave, they've adapted to total darkness, feeding mainly on bats, insects, and cave crabs. Their orange color isn't natural camouflage. It comes from years of exposure to bat droppings and acidic water that slowly bleached and stained their skin. Researchers from the Institute of Research in Tropical Ecology, IRET, confirmed they are genetically different from normal Nile crocodiles. Locals nicknamed them demons of the cave, and even the scientists admitted their glowing eyes and orange scales looked otherworldly. 15. Pink grasshopper. Every few years, someone spots a grasshopper so rare it shocks the internet. One that's bright pink instead of green or brown. These little jumpers owe their unusual color to a pigment mutation known as erythrism, the same genetic quirk found in some pink snakes and foxes. The condition causes overproduction of red pigments and is estimated to appear in only 1 out of every 500 grasshoppers. Pink grasshoppers have been photographed in the UK, North America, and parts of Europe, often by accident in backyards or farm fields. Sadly, their vivid color makes them easy prey for birds and reptiles, so few survive long enough to reproduce. In 2018, a photo taken by a young boy in Somerset, England, went viral after BBC News reported it. The tiny creature looked like it had been dipped in strawberry syrup. 14. Blue dog. In late October 2025, rescuers with dogs of Chernobyl filmed several strays inside the Chernobyl exclusion zone with bright blue fur. The dogs looked active and healthy, but their coats were shockingly blue, and the clip went viral. Caretakers say there's no evidence this is from radiation. The leading idea is staining from chemicals or dyes in the environment, similar to past blue dog incidents linked to industrial contamination. Officials and volunteers are trying to capture and test the dogs to confirm the source. Meanwhile, scientists note that Chernobyl's dog populations have been studied since 2017 for genetic differences from long-term exposure to the zone. But that research does not explain sudden blue fur. This case points to external coloring rather than mutation. Until lab results arrive, the safest summary is real dogs, real blue coats, likely a chemical stain, not a sci-fi mutation. 13. Green bear. Have you ever seen a green bear? It happens in warm, humid zoos like Singapore and San Diego when polar bears pick up algae inside their hollow hairs. Polar bear fur isn't actually white, it's clear and hollow. Light bouncing in those hairs makes the coat look white, but in hot climates, pool algae can grow inside the hair shafts and tint the bear bright green. Keepers fix it with better filtration, gentle cleaning, or a safe hydrogen peroxide rinse, and the color fades again when the bear sheds. This is a cosmetic change. The bears remain healthy. Famous cases include Singapore Zoo's Inuka, and his mother Sheba, whose coats turned green during hot spells and returned to normal after treatment. 12. Red elephants. These red elephants aren't a new species. They are African elephants coated in iron-rich red soil from Tsavo East and West National Parks in Kenya. Elephants there wallow and dust bathe every day, rolling in mud, then blasting fine laterite dust over their skin. The dust sticks to the wet hide, drying into a red armor that works like natural sunscreen because Tsavo soils are loaded with iron oxides. The stain is especially strong, so whole herds look terracotta from a distance. After rain, the color fades. After the next dust bath, it returns. Photographers often capture zebras, giraffes, and even warthogs with the same reddish tint in the dry season. Conservation groups and park guides consistently note the cause as soil staining, not genetics. If you see a line of red giants crossing a pale riverbed at Tsavo, you're looking at classic elephant skincare on display. Behavior plus geology painting the herd. 11. Blue lobster. In 2020, a seafood restaurant worker in Ohio, USA, opened a shipment of lobsters in frozen shock. One of them was glowing bright blue. Scientists say the odds of catching a blue lobster are roughly 1 in 2 million. The blue color comes from a genetic mutation that causes the lobster's body to produce too much of a protein called crustaceanin, which binds with astaxanthin, the pigment responsible for their usual red color. This rare lobster, named Claudia, was donated to the Akron Zoo, where it became an instant star. Blue lobsters have also been spotted off the coasts of Maine, Nova Scotia, and Cornwall, and every discovery sparks massive online attention. In 2023, Chef Gordon Ramsay shared a post about one caught in Nova Scotia, calling it the ocean sapphire. These lobsters are completely healthy and behave like normal ones. They just look like jewelry crawling across the seafloor. 10. Orange owl. Two viral stories are worth knowing. First, the famous orange bird rescued in Buckinghamshire, UK 2019, wasn't an exotic owl at all. It was a herring gull covered in curry turmeric. Vets washed him, and he turned white again. That clip still circulates labeled as an orange owl, but it's a gull, not genetics. Second, in 2025, birders in Michigan shared photos of a rusty orange snowy owl. Media called it one of a kind, but experts note bright staining can come from environmental sources, iron-rich dust, clay, prey fluids, rather than a permanent mutation. Some biologists floated a pigment pathway change, but there's no published confirmation yet. So what should you say on screen? Keep it honest and fun. An orange owl went viral. One case was literally curry on feathers. Another is under debate and may be temporary staining. 9. Purple crab. A tiny land crab from Java, Indonesia, formally described in 2015. Adults measure about 1.4 centimeters across. It lives on humid forest floors near streams, hiding under leaves and stones. The carapace is naturally deep purple. The claws are violet, and the eyes are bright yellow. This is true pigmentation, not dye or editing. The species is mostly nocturnal, feeding on small insects, worms, and plant matter. Unlike many marine crabs, it has direct development. Females carry eggs until miniature crabs hatch, skipping a free-swimming larval stage. Several closely related, brightly colored Geosis arma species occur on Java and nearby islands, but G. dineroli is one of the best documented and most photographed due to its striking contrast of purple body and yellow eyes. Collection for the pet trade has raised concern among researchers who recommend responsible, captive, bred sourcing to protect wild populations. 8. Golden penguin. In 2021, wildlife photographer Eve Adams accidentally captured a photo that shocked scientists. A king penguin on South Georgia Island with bright yellow-gold feathers instead of black. It wasn't a camera trick. The penguin had a genetic condition that caused a total lack of melanin, the pigment that normally gives penguins their dark feathers. This golden penguin, possibly the only one of its kind ever photographed, became an online sensation. Unlike albino animals, its eyes were dark and healthy, meaning it could survive normally in the wild. Penguins use colors for mate selection, and this one's golden coat made it stand out like a glowing gem among thousands of black and white birds. Scientists from Antwerp University confirmed the mutation as a form of leucism, partial pigment loss. 7. Pink lobster. A rare color morph of the American lobster, Homerus americanus, with pastel pink and white shell tones. The color results from genetic mutations that alter how the pigment astaxanthin binds to shell proteins, shifting typical brown-green hues to pink. These lobsters are physiologically normal and behave like any other lobster. Documented finds come mainly from Maine and Atlantic Canada. When one appears, fishermen often contact local aquariums. Reported rarity is much lower than blue lobsters. Blue approximately 1 in 2 million, with pink often cited in the tens of millions range. Named individuals such as Hattie, caught in 2021, were placed on public display for education and research. As with all lobsters, cooking breaks the protein-pigment bond, revealing the heat-stable red pigment, so these unusual live colors are only visible before cooking. 6. Bright yellow catfish. Occasionally an angler reels in a catfish that looks as if it were dipped in gold paint. In recent years, photos of these fish, especially a yellow flathead catfish from Louisiana in 2023, spread fast online because the color is real, not edited. Scientists call the condition xanthochromism, meaning the normal dark pigment is missing and yellow pigment dominates. Another verified bright yellow catfish was caught in Tennessee in 2021 and confirmed by state biologists. These fish stand out in rivers and lakes, so very few survive to adulthood. That's why seeing one is so rare. The mutation can occur in several catfish species and has also been recorded in trout and bass. Under sunlight, their scales shine like brass, giving the illusion of a living bar of gold moving through the water. 5. Golden tiger. The golden tiger looks like something out of a legend. A Bengal tiger with creamy gold fur and light reddish stripes instead of black. Fewer than 30 are known to exist, almost all in managed facilities. The color comes from a recessive wideband gene first noticed in captive Bengal lions related to white tigers during the mid-1900s. The gene widens the pale bands between stripes and softens the darker pigment, creating that honey-colored coat. Historical records trace the first confirmed golden tiger to India's Rewa region, where selective breeding later preserved the trait. Under sunlight, the fur glows like molten gold, giving the animal its nickname, strawberry tiger. Each hair shows multiple shades, from ivory to amber, which shift with light, making the pattern appear to shimmer when it moves. 4. Melanistic deer. In rare pockets of North America, hunters' trail cameras have captured deer that look almost carved from midnight. The color is melanism, the opposite of albinism, caused by a genetic mutation that floods the coat with dark pigment. Only about 1 in 10,000 white-tailed deer carry it. The result is a jet black body with bright white ears, muzzle, and tail underside. Reports come mainly from Texas, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Each sighting quickly spreads online because they appear like living shadows in daylight. Unlike albinism, the condition doesn't harm eyesight or health, so these deer behave normally in herds. Wildlife biologists at Texas A&M documented several confirmed individuals and note that localized inbreeding can preserve the recessive gene within small areas. 3rd, electric yellow flapshell turtle. In 2020, villagers in Bhubaneswar, India, found a turtle so bright yellow it looked like gold metal gliding through water. Experts from the Indian Forest Department and Zoological Survey of India identified it as an Indian flap-shell turtle, Lysimys punctata, showing leucism, a mutation that wipes out brown and green pigment, leaving only yellow. The turtle weighed about 2.5 kilograms, and its shell, head, and limbs all shone a uniform electric yellow shade. Photos verified by herpetofauna research team Odisha went viral worldwide, with scientists comparing it to a Pokemon creature. Another yellow specimen surfaced months later in West Bengal, confirming that the mutation can recur but is extremely uncommon. 2. Chimera. Sometimes nature builds one animal with two blueprints. That's what you see in chimera and gynandromorph animals. A chimera forms when two embryos fuse very early, so the body carries two sets of cells with different DNA. Think the famous half-and-half cat or a lobster divided cleanly down the middle. A gynandromorph happens when the sex chromosomes missplit in the first cell divisions, making one side of the body genetically male and the other female. In birds and butterflies, this creates striking visuals. A northern cardinal red on one side and tan on the other, or a butterfly with one wing in male colors and the other in female tones. These aren't new species, they're rare developmental quirks. Most individuals act normally, though fertility can be one-sided or reduced if internal organs are split. One body, two genetic stories. Exactly the kind of twist that keeps viewers watching. 1. Piebald white-tailed deer. These deer look like they were painted in snow. A piebald white-tailed deer has a patchwork coat, bright white mixed with normal brown, caused by a genetic condition that affects pigment cells during development. It's not albinism. Most piebald deer have brown eyes, a dark nose, and normal vision. Biologists estimate piebalds make up well under 2% of white-tailed deer in North America, which is why they're so striking when one steps out of the trees. The pattern is unique to each animal. Some have white legs and belly. Others carry big white plates on the shoulders or face. Because the gene also influences body development, some piebalds show shorter legs, a Roman nose, or a slightly curved spine, though many live and breed normally. Sightings come from Pennsylvania, Michigan, Texas, Ontario, and the Appalachians, and local news often calls them ghost deer. And that's it for today's countdown. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.